Very good morning, students. Yesterday we were dealing regarding some concerns regarding the introduction of chemical equilibrium. Today we shall go regarding the ionization constant. So it is very simple. It is not at all very complicated. So ionization constant for acid, base, and water we are going to know now. See, ionization constant for acid, base, and water. But don't go for salt. For salt we will not call it as ionization constant. We will be calling it as hydrolysis constant. So for salt it is called as hydrolysis constant. For acid, base, and water these are called as ionization constant. First acid. So let us take an acid. I am indicating acid with a general notation. This is called as the general notation of an acid, Ha. Whenever it gets dissociated and it is in equilibrium with again reactant, so it gets dissociated as H plus A minus. So it is in equilibrium means it is indicating that it is a weak acid. So if you write something like equilibrium constant, so what we will be calling, we will be seeing this equilibrium constant in terms of chemical equilibrium. So products concentration by reactants concentration. Okay, as we are talking with respect to acid, this equilibrium constant it is called as acid constant or acid ionization constant, because we are getting ions, right? It is called as acid ionization constant, or sometimes it is also called as acid dissociation constant or dissociation constant of an acid. Suppose if you take a strong acid, suppose if it is Ha, if you assume that this is a strong acid, then what happens? Ha gives rise to H plus A minus. So if you write the equilibrium, so what happens? H plus concentration into A minus by Ha, and you know that if it is a strong acid, complete reactant will be getting converted into the product. So what you will be having reactant? You will not be having any reactant. So you will be taken as zero reactant is present. So anything by zero, it is approximately equal to infinity, right? So Kc value will be very high. So strong acids are not taken for defining because we will not be getting equilibrium here. So strong acid is always unidirectional, right, students? Suppose if you go for weak acids, you will be getting the equilibrium and equilibrium constant. Suppose if it is an acid, you will be writing in this pattern. Suppose if this is a base, we will be dealing that. Examples were weak acids, something like acetic acid, formic acid, benzoic acid, carbonic acid, hydrofluoric acid, hydrogen cyanide, hydrogen sulfide. These are some examples. So you should remember this, because you can't do that. You can't do experiment again and you can't see whether the electricity is conducting or not. You can't do that, all right? So that you should remember all these things. What with respect to examples. So among weak acids, among strong and weak, you know, strong acid as well as weak acid. So among weak acid, if I ask which is strong one, means whichever produces more H plus, they will be strong acid. More is the strong acid, more will be the production of H plus. Means what does that indicate? It indicates Ka equilibrium constant is also more. Suppose if more the H plus is present, so automatically this one will be high. Means more H plus is present, more the Ka value, so more H plus. So more the production of H plus, so it will be stronger acid. Among the weak acids only I am saying. Among the weak acids, which is strong acid, means more is the production of H plus, it is the strong acid, and more will be the acid dissociation constant. So equilibrium constant does not depend upon the initial concentration of the reactant. Already we know that whatever the initial concentration you take, the equilibrium concentration or equilibrium constant will not depend upon the amount of the initial reactant you are taking. So Ka is a property of a substance. So whatever you take, it will not get changed, right? So Ka is the property of that substance. Okay, it will not be getting changed, and Ka depends only on the temperature, right, students? So Ka depends on temperature. Generally the value of Ka is given in books, whatever that has been given, it is given at this temperature, that is 298 Kelvin or 25 degrees centigrade. Okay, so Ka whatever that has been given in our books, generally that is at 298 Kelvin. If you change the temperature, the Ka value will be changing. So this is the normal thing. If they don't mention anything, you should take it as it has been done at 25 degrees centigrade. So let us take one question and solve that question. Arrange in the order of increasing acidic nature. Arrange in the order of increasing acidic nature, right? So HF, the value of Ka is 3.5 into 10 power minus 4. HCN, it is 4.9 into 10 power minus 10. Acetic acid, it is 1.7 into 10 power minus 5. And HNO, it is 4.5 into 10 power minus 4. Okay, students. Among these, you should arrange which is having more acidic character. We know that more the number of H plus, more will be the acidic character and more will be the value of Ka. So among this, which is having greater Ka value, it will be the more acidic in nature. Suppose if you compare this one, 10 power minus 4, 10 power minus 10, 10 power minus 5, 10 power minus 4. So these two are very strong, 10 power minus 4. Among these two, which is very strong, 4.5 is very strong. So D is the highest acidic in nature. After that, A. Among 10 power minus 10 and 10 power minus 5. 10 power minus 5 is the strong acid, so it is C, and the least one will be B, HCN. So the value is 10 power minus 10. So more is the acidic character, more will be the Ka value. So among this, calculate the more Ka value, so that you will be getting the more acidic nature compound. So as we have learned with respect to acids, now with respect to base. So I have said initially we are going to deal with regarding three. One is acids, another is bases, another is water, right? If you go for base, this is the general notation MOH. It is getting dissociated and it is in equilibrium. So it gets dissociated as M plus and OH minus. It may be any cation. You are getting OH minus. So it is weak base as there is indication of equilibrium. If there is no equilibrium, it is a unidirectional reaction. Then you can't get the equilibrium constant for base there. So we are taking for the weak base. So KB will be or equilibrium constant will be product's concentration. So this is product M plus OH minus by reactant MOH. So more is the basic nature. So if OH is more, what happens? More OH you are getting means more base. More base means if this value is increasing, automatically Kb value also increases. So more is the basic nature, more is the production of OH minus, and more is the Kb value. So strong base, there will be no equilibrium, right? Let us take a question. Arrange in the increasing order of basic nature. Okay, NH4OH, NHCH3 taken twice, NHC2H5 taken thrice. So the values are like this: 1.7 into 10 power minus 5, 5.4 into 10 power minus 4, 6.4 into 10 power minus 5. Right? Now if you take the order, among these which is having more Kb value, so 10 power minus 5, 10 power minus 4, this is 10 power minus 4. Among these, 10 power minus 4 is the highest one, right? So this will be the highest. So B is the highest basic nature among these two. Same well, 10 power minus 5, 10 power minus 5, if you cancel, this is 1.7, this is 6.4. So which one is highest? So C is greater. So C is greater. Next, A. So A is lesser compared to C, C is lesser compared to B in basic nature regarding the values whatever that has been given in this question. I hope students, more is the basic nature, more will be the production of OH minus, more is the Kb value. If you go for acidic nature, more is the acidic nature, more will be the production of H plus, and more will be the Ka value. Right, students? Okay. And let us go for one more law. On what factors does equilibrium constant depend? So if you go for the law that is called as Ostwald dilution law. So if there is a beaker having some acid, weak acid, it is having 10 liters of water. You are taking a beaker, it is having 10 liters of water, and you are taking 1 mole of HCl. Not HCl, something like acetic acid. So if you increase the water, it is 10 liters, now you are increasing the water up to 25 liters. So if you increase the water, what happens? The dissociation value increases. That is what it is saying. So we will prove this according to the derivation. The degree of ionization. What is the degree of ionization? It is nothing but alpha. Okay. Degree of ionization means number of particles dissociated per mole of a substance. It is called as degree of dissociation alpha of a weak electrolyte. See, always we will be talking with respect to weak only. So the degree of ionization of a weak electrolyte is directly proportional to square root of volume of dilution. Square root of dilution is itself nothing but increasing the volume, right? It is directly proportional to square root of dilution or inversely proportional to the square root of concentration. Concentration, what happens if you dilute? The concentration level decreases. So if it is directly proportional to the volume, means it should be inversely proportional to the concentration, right? Instead of volume, we will be taking concentration. So if volume is taken, it is directly proportional to square root of volume. If you take concentration, it is inversely proportional to square root of concentration. How this has come? We will prove. So if I take alpha is equal to number of moles dissociated per mole of the reactant. So per mole, if I take 1 mole, how many are getting dissociated? That is called as alpha value. And you will be getting confused with the dissociation constant, ionization constant. Both are the same. Both are nothing but Ka only. If they are talking dissociation constant, it is an ionic compound. If they talk ionization constant, it is a polar covalent molecule. Okay. If they use the term dissociation constant, it is for ionic compound. If they use the term called as ionization constant, that is for polar covalent molecule. Right, students? So let us go for the proof how we have got alpha is directly proportional to root of volume, how alpha is inversely proportional to the square root of concentration. Right, proof. Ha, if you are taking an acid, it is in equilibrium, so you are getting ions like H plus and A minus. If I take initially 1 mole, so mole is confirmed, mole 1 mole, so initially it will be 0 0 at equilibrium, some amount will be getting dissociated, so it is 1 minus alpha, and you will be getting H plus alpha, A minus as alpha, because you are having 1 mole only, right? So H plus Ka will be equal to the concentration of the products by concentration of the reactants. And this one, if I want to write concentration at equilibrium, what happens? Concentration means moles by volume, right? Moles by volume, alpha by volume, this one alpha by volume by 1 minus alpha by volume. So it becomes alpha square by volume square, 1 minus alpha, this volume goes upside, so that this square, this V gets cancelled. So Ka will be equal to alpha square by V into 1 minus alpha. And we know that this is a very weak. Weak means our indication is very less than 1. So alpha value is very less than 1. So what you will be getting? So Ka will be equal to alpha square by V. Then alpha will be equal to root of Ka into V, and Ka is constant for a particular acid at a given temperature. So Ka is constant and depends on the temperature. So if you take out this constant, alpha is directly proportional to root V. That is what we have said here. Okay. Degree of dissociation is directly proportional to square root of volume. And going for the proof of this one, so let me take Ha and H plus and A minus. It is in equilibrium condition. Now instead of taking moles, I am taking concentration only. If you take here moles, you should divide it by volume, right? If you take directly concentration, no, divide it by volume, automatically concentration itself, number of moles per volume. So if I take this is concentration C, you are having 0 moles and 0 moles of A minus at the initial position. At equilibrium, so when you get at the equilibrium, what happens? From 1 mole alpha will be gone, you are having C mole, so it is C alpha. So C minus C alpha, how many will be formed? C alpha, this one C alpha. So if I write the equilibrium constant Ka for this one, what happens? Concentration of the products by concentration of the reactants. So C alpha into C alpha by C into C minus C alpha, C minus C alpha. So it becomes C square alpha square C into 1 minus alpha is equal to C alpha square. This C will be cancelled. C alpha square by 1 minus alpha. And you know that alpha is very less than 1. So Ka will be equal to C alpha square, and alpha will be equal to root of Ka by C. And you will be getting the value like C here indirectly inversely proportional to square root of concentration. So alpha is inversely proportional to the square root of the concentration of the what? The reactant, whatever the weak acid you are taking. Right, students? So again I am repeating this. The degree of ionization of a weak electrolyte is directly proportional to the square root of dilution or inversely proportional to the square root of concentration of the reactant. Okay? And you have gone through the proof, and you remember there is a note here. This one should be the condition. The formula alpha is equal to Ka by C. You have gone for Ka by C. If you take it as B, you will be getting Kb by C. Okay, this is valid. This is valid for only weak monobasic. Mono means a single. Only if it donates only 1 H plus or only 1 OH minus. If it donates more than 1 H plus then or 1 OH minus, then the condition will be changed. This formula alpha is equal to root of Ka by C or root Kb by C are applicable for weak monobasic acid or weak monoacidic acid. Okay, acidic base or weak monobasic acid or weak monoacidic base like CH3COOH, HCN. Already I have said all these examples which will give only 1 H plus or 1 OH minus. And this will be learned very clearly with respect to the numerical part. We will be solving in this lecture itself. And the assumption 1 minus alpha is approximately equal to 1. It is applicable for any weak acid or any weak base. Not only monobasic, it is dibasic, tribasic or tetrabasic, anything. It is equal to 1 only, 1 minus alpha. This will not change, and this will be changed, and this formula gets changed only. This formula is applicable only it is weak monobasic acid or weak monoacidic base. Okay. Let us take one example and solve that. The degree of the dissociation constant. Dissociation constant means what? Polar covalent molecule. Okay. Dissociation constant of acetic acid is 1.8 into 10 power minus 5 at 298 Kelvin, means 25 degrees centigrade. Calculate alpha and concentration of H3O plus concentration in its 0.1 molar solution, and given root of 18 into 10 power minus 5 is equal to 1.3 into 10 power minus 2. See, first they have given acetic acid, so write the equilibrium CH3COO minus H plus. As he is asking concentration also, so take concentration C, this will be 0 0, C minus C alpha, this will be C alpha C alpha. Okay, and Ka will be equal to C alpha square by 1 minus alpha, alpha will be equal to root of Ka by C. See, root of Ka, what is Ka value? 1.8 into 10 power minus 5 by C. C is 0.1. If you solve this point will go root of 18 into 10 power minus 5. Already this has been given in the question. Root 18 into 10 power minus 5 is equal to 1.3 into 10 power minus 2 moles per liter. So degree of dissociation will not be having any units. Remove that. Okay. This is the degree of dissociation value. So what he's asking? He's asking the concentration. Concentration of H3O plus is nothing but H2O plus H plus, right? So H3O plus or H plus, both are the same. So H plus is nothing but C alpha. What is the C value? C value is 0.1 molar. So 0.1 into, what is the alpha value? Already you have calculated the alpha value. It has 1.3 into 10 power minus 2. So that you will be getting 1.3 into 10 power minus 3 moles per liter. This is the way of solving. So you have calculated the value of this one alpha as well as the concentration of this one. See, if you take this, don't get confused, H3O plus or H plus. So acetic acid you are taking a container, right, with water. It gets converted into H3O plus plus CH3COO minus. So equilibrium constant Ka will be equal to CH3COO minus H3O plus by this acetic acid. We will not take this one because it is acting in a aqueous condition. This is the reference point. We will not take this as into the consideration. Already if you are good at equilibrium, then you know that. Already I have mentioned the terms, exceptions, right? So what will not be taken into this content, this will be the condition. So already H3O plus means, what does that indicate? If you remove H2O here, H2O here, you will be having H plus. So you will be getting H plus. So nothing but H3O plus is nothing but H plus only. Okay. Let us take one more question for this video. Calculate the concentration of OH minus ion in 0.1 molar concentration solution of NH3 if Kb is equal to 1.76 into 10 power minus 5 given root of 176 into 10 power minus 5 is equal to 4.2 into 10 power minus 2. Same, he is mentioning concentration. Go for C. Solve, pause the video, you solve the question and find out the answer. Right? 1, 2, 3. Okay, I am explaining the answer. Check whether your answer is correct or not. So concentration is C, ammonia. Whenever it mixes with water, it forms NH4 plus and OH minus. Okay, C 0 0, C minus C alpha, C alpha, C alpha, root alpha is equal to root of Kb by C. Kb is 1.76 into 10 power minus 5 by 0.1, and you know that this point gets cancelled. You know that root of 176 into 10 power minus 5 has been given as 4.2 into 10 power minus 2. So that is the answer. If you have done that, very good. Thank you, students. We will be stopping here. We will be continuing in the next video. Bye.